And so verse 10, the two angels, the men that are inside the house, they reached out their hands and they pulled Lot into the house with them, and they shut the door. Again, you can kind of picture this, the door opening a crack and an arm coming out and yanking Lot back inside the house. And they struck the men who were at the doorway of the house with blindness, both small and great. Man, you don't want to mess with angels. They struck the men with blindness so that they became weary trying to find the door. Even though they were struck with blindness, they're still groping for, trying to find the doorknob to get into the house. Blindness didn't even stop their aggression. You know, in the book of Acts in the New Testament, Saul of Tarsus was struck with blindness on the road to Damascus. And when he was struck with blindness, man, it stopped him in his tracks. He immediately showed humility towards the Lord. Immediately. You'd think getting struck with blindness would humble the men of Sodom and make them stop, but they're still trying to break down the door. That shows how driven they are by their depravity. And there's no stopping them. Some people are just so driven by their sin. And it doesn't matter what affliction they may experience. They still go after it. They still pursue it. It doesn't matter how destructive it is in their life or to their family. They still go after that sin. And that was the men of Sodom. Then the men, the angels, said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here, son-in-law, your sons, your daughters, or whomever you have in the city? Take them out of this place, for we will destroy this place because the outcry against them has grown great before the face of the Lord." God sees everything that is happening in this world. And the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And so Lot went out and he spoke to his sons-in-law who had married his daughters. And he said to his sons-in-law, "Get up, get out of this place, for the Lord Yahweh will destroy this city." But to his sons-in-law he seemed to be joking. Lot's sons-in-law had been around Lot, and they had seen his lifestyle. And now suddenly, Lot is talking about God and coming judgment, and his sons-in-law think that Lot is joking. I mean, this says a lot about Lot, doesn't it? You know, Lot had spent so much time fitting into Sodom that suddenly when he tries to stand up for God and stand up for righteousness, his family thinks it's a joke. And they don't take him seriously. Because of his worldliness, because of his carnality, because of his compromise, Lot has no credibility with his family. He's got no moral authority here, where now he's trying to talk to his family about God and about judgment and escaping that judgment, and nobody takes him seriously in the family. And let me ask you, if you took a stand for God, if you took a stand for righteousness, would your friends and family listen to you? Or would they think you're joking? That you're trying to be funny, talking about God all of a sudden, or talking about coming judgment or getting right with God? Would they think it's just a big joke? It says a lot about Lot's testimony, his witness, and the way that he lived in front of his family, that they don't take him seriously. So when the morning dawned, verse 15, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Arise, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be consumed in the punishment of the city." Look at verse 16. "And while he lingered, the men took hold of his hand, his wife's hand, and the hands of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful to him, and they brought him out." They dragged him out and set him outside the city. The angels told Lot to take his family, the parts of his family that would go with him, and flee the city, but Lot lingered. Judgment's coming. You got to get out of here. And Lot lingered. He didn't want to leave Sodom. He didn't want to give up his life in Sodom, so much so that the angels had to take them by the hand and drag them out of the city. The world had such a strong grip on Lot. Such a strong grip on Lot's family. And so it came to pass, when they had brought them outside, that he said, "Escape for your life, run for your life. Do not look behind you, nor stay anywhere in the plain. You got to get out of here. Escape to the mountains, lest you be destroyed." And then Lot said to them, "Please, no, my lords. Indeed, now your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have increased your mercy, which you have shown me by saving my life. But I cannot escape to the mountains, lest some evil overtake me and I die. See now, this city is near enough to flee to, and it's a little city. Please let me escape there. Is it not just a little city? And my soul shall live." And he said to him, "See, I have favored you concerning this thing also, and that I will not overthrow the city for which you have spoken." The angel said to Lot, "Flee to the mountains, lest you be destroyed. Run for your lives. You got to go to the mountains." And Lot said, "No, I don't want to go to the mountains. I want to go to that city over there. Can I go to that city? I'd rather go live in that city. It's a small city. It's smaller than Sodom. Can't I just live in that city?" And the world can really have a hold on a person. God is trying to deliver Lot from destruction, and Lot is trying to negotiate. I mean, come on. Lot is trying to make a deal, like God is Monty Hall or something like that. I don't really want to go live in the mountains. I want to go. I like city life. I really enjoyed myself in Sodom. I don't want to go live in the boring mountains. I want to live in another city. So I can experience some of the same stuff that I enjoyed while living in Sodom. I know if I go live in those mountains, it's not going to be like that. So can't I just go live in that city? I mean, You'd think Lot would say, "Hey, I'm just thankful to be alive. I'm thankful you saved me. Wherever you want me to go, I'll go. I don't care. Mountains, whatever. Like, yes, sir, I'm on my way to the mountains. If that's where you want me to go, just thank you for saving my life." Right? But he wants to go live in that city because he knows it'll be a lot like Sodom. And a lot of the worldly things he enjoyed in Sodom, he will find in that city. You know, some people are like that with their sin. Instead of just completely forsaking their sin and being grateful for the mercy of God and being grateful, "God, thank you that you saved me. Thank you that you've delivered me from this sin." Well, I just want to make a few little changes. You know, I'm glad I got out of Sodom before you destroyed it, but I'll just change a few little things in my life. And the reason they do that is because they still want to mess around with stuff. Right? They don't really want to give it up. And so they try to negotiate. Verse 22. "Hurry, escape there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive there." Therefore the name of that city was called Zoar. Notice God delivers the righteous before he pours out his judgment. And he doesn't pour out his judgment until the righteous have safely escaped out of the city. At the end of the age, God will pour out his judgment upon the earth in what's called the tribulation. But before he pours out his judgment, he's going to deliver his church from the earth in the rapture. The church will go up before the judgment comes down. And we will be safely with Jesus before God pours out his wrath upon this earth.